What secret connection did Jaclyn Smith hide from the world for decades? How did a chance encounter with Hollywood legend Tony Curtis at a Beverly Hills gala turn into something she kept private for years? And why, after all this time, did America's most graceful angel finally decide to speak the truth about their relationship? Stay with us as we uncover the story that Jaclyn Smith herself has now confirmed, a tale of elegance, respect, and a fleeting romance that captured two of Hollywood's brightest stars. Born on October 26, 1945 in Houston, Texas, Jaclyn Smith grew up in a warm and supportive family environment. Her parents, Margaret Ellen Hartsfield and Jack Smith, nurtured her early love for the arts, encouraging her passion for dance, fashion, and performance. According to the provided source, these early years in Houston shaped her into a poised, graceful, and focused young woman, qualities that would later define her career both in Hollywood and in the world of business. After graduating from Mirabeau B. Lamar High School in 1964, Jaclyn initially attended Trinity University in San Antonio, Texas. However, her true calling beckoned when she made the bold decision to leave after just 1 year to pursue her dream of ballet in New York City, joining the prestigious Balanchine School of American Ballet. Jaclyn's journey to stardom began through modeling. In 1971, she became the face of Breck Hair Care products, and as the source notes, her image as a Breck girl became iconic, symbolizing the wholesome all-American beauty that audiences found both relatable and aspirational. She also modeled for Listerine mouthwash and Wella Balsam shampoo, establishing herself as one of the most recognizable faces in American advertising. These modeling successes opened the door to acting opportunities with small roles in films like Goodbye Columbus, 1969, and The Adventurers, 1970, followed by television appearances in The Partridge Family and recurring roles in McCloud, 1973-1975, and Switch, 1975. But before we reveal what Jaclyn Smith finally confessed about Tony Curtis, you need to hear about the defining moment that made her a household name and the personal struggles that would eventually lead her to that fateful Beverly Hills encounter. Everything changed in 1976 when Jaclyn Smith was cast as Kelly Garrett in Charlie's Angels. The show became a cultural phenomenon, running from 1976 to 1981, and as the source emphasizes, unlike many of her co-stars who left the series, Jaclyn remained for its entire run, earning admiration for her loyalty and professionalism. She embodied intelligence, sophistication, and quiet strength, becoming a role model for women worldwide. Her television success continued with critically acclaimed performances in Jacqueline Bouvier Kennedy, 1981, where she earned praise for portraying the former First Lady with depth, sensitivity, and authenticity, and Rage of Angels, 1983, based on Sidney Sheldon's novel. Throughout her career, Jaclyn Smith remained selective about her roles, notably turning down an offer to star in the 1979 James Bond film Moonraker to honor her existing commitments, a decision that, according to the source, reflected her integrity and dedication to her craft. She continued appearing in television movies and series throughout the 1980s, 1990s, and 2000s, including The Bourne Identity, 1988, The District, 2002, 2004, and even a cameo in Charlie's Angels, Full Throttle, 2003, reprising her iconic role as Kelly Garrett. Jaclyn's personal life proved as complex as her professional journey. Her first marriage to actor Roger Davis began on November 29, 1968, but ended in divorce on January 15, 1975. She then married actor Dennis Cole on October 29, 1978, but this relationship also ended on July 23, 1981. Just months later, on August 4, 1981, she married British cinematographer Anthony Richmond, with whom she had 2 children, Gaston Richmond, born March 19, 1982, and Spencer Margaret, born December 4, 1985. However, this marriage too ended in 1989, with Jaclyn reportedly paying $4 million to secure sole custody of her children, demonstrating what the source calls her fierce devotion as a mother. It was during this tumultuous period of her life, between marriages, at the height of her fame, that Jaclyn Smith first crossed paths with the legendary Tony Curtis. What happened next remained Hollywood's best-kept secret for decades. Finally finding lasting happiness, Jaclyn married heart surgeon Dr. Brad Allen on October 11, 1997. Their relationship proved enduring, with Dr. Allen standing by her side when she was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2003, supporting her through treatment and recovery. But for decades, rumors had circulated about a romantic connection between Jaclyn Smith and screen icon Tony Curtis. Recently, in a moment that surprised Hollywood, Jaclyn decided to address these long-standing rumors. As the source reveals in a recent interview, she confirmed what many had only speculated. "Tony and I shared a connection. Yes," she said, her voice measured but reflective. "It wasn't something I ever intended to make public because it was a personal moment in time, one that was beautiful but fleeting." According to the source, Jaclyn Smith first met Tony Curtis in the late 1970s at a charity gala in Beverly Hills. Curtis, already a Hollywood legend known for films like Some Like It Hot and Sweet Smell of Success, was instantly captivated by the young actress. Jaclyn recalled, "Tony had this incredible charm about him. He could walk into a room and light it up, not just because of who he was, but because he had this energy that was impossible to ignore." She described Curtis as both intense and tender, a man torn between the charisma that made him irresistible to audiences and the sensitivity that few got to see. Their connection, she suggested, was about finding understanding in an industry that often left people feeling isolated. However, Jaclyn was careful not to over-romanticize their relationship. As she admitted, "It wasn't a great love affair or anything that would change the course of our lives. It was simply two people meeting at the right time, sharing something special, and then moving on." The two reportedly remained friends long after their brief connection ended. Curtis later called Smith the epitome of grace in a town that often forgets what grace means. When asked why she chose to confirm the rumors after so many years, Jaclyn offered this thoughtful explanation. "I think, as time goes by, you start to see your life with more clarity. Tony was an important person in Hollywood, and he touched many lives, including mine. I didn't want the story to be twisted or sensationalized anymore. It was time to tell the truth, not for gossip, but for honesty's sake." Reflecting on that chapter, Smith expressed gratitude for the lessons learned from Curtis. As the source notes, she said, "He taught me that fame can be both a blessing and a curse. Tony struggled with being seen as just a star when he was in fact a serious actor and artist. Watching him taught me the importance of keeping my feet on the ground, of valuing real relationships over fleeting adoration." Jaclyn Smith summed up their connection beautifully. "We cared for each other in a very human way, not as celebrities, not as people trying to make headlines, but simply as two souls who found comfort in each other's company for a little while." Today, she regards the experience with nostalgic fondness. "I remember him with warmth and respect. He was one of the greats, and I feel lucky that even for a short while, our paths crossed in such a meaningful way." In an industry where rumors often outlive the truth, Jaclyn Smith's openness reminded the world that even Hollywood legends experience fleeting connections that remain forever etched in memory, not because they were sensational, but because they were real.